हरे कृष्णा माता जी, प्रणाम माता जी। हरे कृष्णा माता जी, प्रणाम माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, प्रणाम
माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
प्रणाम प्रभु, हरे कृष्णा प्रभु and माता जी, हरे कृष्णा।
प्रणाम माता
जी, प्रणाम माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा। This system, the first class, that is the system is used first. This is the system purchased yesterday, and for the Radha Govinda Seva, Radha Govinda is here actually. So for the Seva first, I am very much happy to use this system for the Seva of the Supreme Lord actually. Hare Krishna.
हरि बोल माता जी।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Pranams Mataji, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hope I think you all completed your that audio.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, सादर प्रणाम।
Pranams Mataji, Hare Krishna. Bluetooth on. Sound. Keyboard. One second. It is not recognizing my headset. Okay. Let me connect. My voice is clear for you all. Hare Krishna.
Yes माता जी।
You don't have any issues actually, correct?
Yes माता जी।
Okay, fine. Because this headset is not connected and all are traveling now. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, or everyone are traveling actually. To avoid any disturbance. Hare Krishna to everyone. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Badareshu Nityam Bhagavada Sevayam Bhavatya Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Om Ajnana Timrandasya Jnananjanaya Shalakaya Shakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayyam Tada Swapadandikam हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधो जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राध कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पदारूप्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनी दिनामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादे पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So we'll go into the fifth canto, the creative impetus. In that, the discussion between King Raghugana and the great sage Jadabharata. So we are going to take today 21st sloka. So we'll try to do at least 2 slokas today. It's 2 or 3 slokas. So that this chapter today and tomorrow we'll try to do. If not possible, I think Prabhuji or Mataji will come on 15th. They will take up. I think many will be on travel, I think, correct na? All are traveling on Thursday or Friday. Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, I'm sharing the screen now.
In the class at 6 o'clock, that's a Kirtana class. I'll
Okay.
recite first and move Mataji.
Okay, I think if many
Possible.
of, yeah, many of you are into some other services, and if you would like to leave the class of the way, no issues, please feel free to leave, because that sadhana also is very, very important, and you please continue. Maybe I think let us check with Nandi Prabhuji whether this class can be continued even though the temple inauguration function is going on. I request the devotees view in this so that I can put forward to Nandi Prabhuji and we can take up actually. Okay. At the end of the class, you please let me know. Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes, Venkata Narasimha Prabhuji, please recite 21st sloka.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Drashtasama karmata atmano vai bhartu gantu bhavata cha anumanye yadha sata udu anayanta anayana ajyavat samola yishto yavahara margaha. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Vijay Kumari Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Drishtaha sparaha karmada atmano vai. Vardur kandur bhavada sanumanye. Yadasa dodana yanadi abhavat. Samula ishta vyavahara margaha. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Thanks, Mataji. Mohini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Drushtah shramah karmata atmano vai. Bhartur ghantur.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can you hear me, Mataji?
Yes, yeah, I'm able to hear you. I think, are you all able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Mataji.
Fine.
Voice seems to be low, Mataji. Your voice seems to be low.
Sudevaya drushtashramaha karmata
Now,
atmano vai
Yeah, now
bhartugan
better.
cha
Okay,
anu
Mataji.
yata asataha uda anayana adi abhavat samula ishto vyavahara margaha. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Subbarao Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranam.
Pranams Prabhuji. Hare
Om
Krishna.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Drushtashramah karmata atmano vai. Bharturgantur bhavatascha Yadha sato dana yadadya bhavat. Samula ishto vyavahara margaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes. I think we'll do one more sloka also. Let me recite and move forward to the next sloka. Drishtashmara karmata atmano vai bhartur gandur bhavatas chan Bhavatascha anumanaye yatha asato asata Uda ananya anayana adi abhavat samula ishto vyavahara margaha. Synonyms: drishta, it is experienced by everyone. Smara, fatigue. Karmatha, from acting in some way. Atmanaha, of the soul. Why, indeed. Vartuhu, of one who is carrying the palanquin. Ghantuhu, of one who is moving. Bhavata, of yourself. Cha, and Anumanye, I guess like that. Yatha, as much as. Ashta, with something that is not actual fact. Yuda, of water. Anayana adi, of bringing and other such tasks. Abhavat, from the absence. Sa mulaha, based on evidence. Ishta, respected. Vyavahara margaha, phenomena. Phenomenon means that is the whatever the things happening here in this material is called as phenomenon, whereas whatever it is there in the spiritual world is nominal and phenomenal. We would have studied in Bhagavad Gita also. So translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. So you have said, now King Raghuguna is continuing this conversation with the great sage Jadabharata. I am not fatigued from the labor. Whatever Jadabharata has spoken, now King Raghuguna is pointing out here. Although the soul is different from the body, there is a fatigue because of bodily labor. And it appears to be fatigue of the soul. It appears to be. It is not the real fatigue of the soul. Actually, there will not be anything like the soul is having a fatigue. All this what is that? Shuttle nature, that is a mind and mind, especially mind. When mind feels that is very fatigue, obviously it will have impact on all the senses, whatever actions we are performing. If mind is very much enthusiasm, the involvement will be more, and there will, even though we may be starving, but if you are involved, you will not find any hunger also. So that's how it's all purely based on the mind, shuttle senses, and it will have impact ultimately on the gross senses also. And it appears to be fatigue of the soul. Generally, so soul will not have any fatigue, but soul will not have any like a rejoicement also internally. Actually, we are actually making it appear to be fatigue, or whatever actions we perform with the shuttle, and in turn it is which is having impact on the gross body also. It reflects that as if it is appears to be fatigue of the soul. When you are carrying the palanquin, there is certainly labor for the soul. That is my conjecture. You have also said that the external behavior exhibited between the master and servant is not factual. But although in the phenomenal world it is not factual, the products of the phenomenal world can actually affect things. That this is absolutely right, actually. For example, whatever actions, whatever the body we have taken here, and then whatever the actions as per our karmic reactions we are performing here, those are all like the outcomes of the or the effects of the things which we have made earlier, and whatever actions we are performing now, it will have impact in the future things also. But though it is not the actual thing to be considered, it is only a temporary phase actually we are holding here. So it is like a visit to a that is to any location. When we go for a pilgrimage or any what is a tour kind of thing, this world tour and all, when we go now, after the tour, we'll come back actually. But still we feel whatever has happened and whatever we did there, that will be there with us. But it's temporary. The visit is temporary. Whatever actions we perform there, it is then and there, it is over. So like that. Whereas the phenomenal world is not a factual in the sense it is a temporary here. But the action, the products means whatever the outcome of that, these whatever actions we are performing in this phenomenal world can actually affect things. That is how we are carrying the karma bandhan here. That is visible and experienced. We'll be able to realize. Sometimes we suffer a lot, and if a elevated soul or if a person who has entered the spiritual path will always think that We have done something wrong thing where we went wrong. If it is in this that is current phase, and maybe if we have not done anything related to that suffering, we may think that we would have done something in our previous janma, like it has been is our prarabdha. The current suffering is a prarabdha. So these things and all we'll be able to analyze. This is the experience we'll be facing, and that will be very much we'll be able to visualize our mistakes also. So that is visible and experience, which we will not be able to express outside, but certainly we will have that experience. As such, even though material activities are impermanent, that means which is not at all a permanent thing, these material activities, they cannot be said to be untrue, because those actions are actions we are performing here with some expectations, and then without God-centric, without by forgetting Krishna, and obviously the reactions of that, it will have impact for our future life. That means that after death, we may again come back again. Again, the reactions of that actions, whatever you have performed only, will get bonded here and then will come back. So we cannot say whatever actions we are performing here is untrue. Actions are being performed and the outcomes are being, which may be a good thing, which may be, if you are doing a pious thing, obviously you may go to the Svargaloka, we can rejoice, and after that pious, that is karmas are over, the reactions are over, we have to come back again here into this material that is in the earthly planet. So based on the whatever the sins and the good deeds, whatever we have performed, accordingly, one's one birth and at the time of leaving, whatever what the conscious has been into, like how Bharata Maharaja, he was thinking of the deer, and then in the next birth he became a deer. So like that, what our conscious was mostly into the thought process at the time of leaving the body, we will be acquiring the similar body. So based on our karmic reactions. Purport. This is the discussion on impersonal Mayavada philosophy and practical philosophy of Vaishnavas. So the upper translation part, it gives a very good that is explanation. The practical philosophy, actually, what the Vaishnavas are saying. Mayavada philosophy tells, that is explains that this phenomenal would be false. It cannot be false. It is only temporary. That is that one word is having a huge difference actually. Whatever actions we are performing, is it false? No, it's a phenomenal, and we have to perform the activities. Without performing activities, we cannot take care of our own body also, as Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. We have to. So he has never advised in that is to be inertia. Go and take karma sannyasa. Don't perform any actions. Nothing has been told like that. In fact, Arjuna was trying to avoid this war due to compassion and all, so that his relatives and friends, he doesn't want them to die in this battlefield. That's why he was opting for the karma sannyasa, whereas Supreme Lord was chastising him, and then, yes, Arjuna, you please get up and go and wage the war. So he was always instructing. He has never advised him for the karma sannyasa. At least you be a karma, minimum at least you be a karma yogi. So that too nishkam karma yogi. So he was insisting on that. So practical philosophy has been very nicely explained in this translation part, wherein the soul only brings the thought, one single thought or a desire. That's it. That is the action of a soul. Whereas this shuttle body and these gross senses and all performs the actions as per the guna that particular human or the living entity is acquired. So it appears to be fatigue for the soul, but it has never been fatigue of the soul actually. So we actually from the mind has all these things actually. The basic background behind this is the shuttle body. So even though these are the things, whatever actions we perform, it is true only. It is not untrue. Whereas Mayavadis will tell this world itself is that is false. That is whatever this phenomenal world itself is false. That is not right. This world is there, but it is a temporary. It is created, it has been maintained, and it will be annihilated as per the time. So it depends on the time, which is the eternal factor, and the Supreme Lord also is the Kala Rupa. They know that the phenomenal world is a temporary manifestation. It is not false. A dream that we see in the night, very nice example here, Srila Prabhupada is quoting. A dream, what we see at night is certainly false. That means it is not the real thing happening in this world itself. But whatever the thought process we have accumulated or something, the mix and match of that only we will get as a dream most of the times. But a horrible dream certainly will wake up. If you see like one dream, if you have a dream in like a horror movie, something is happening means we'll also get up from the that is dream even it is a midnight. That I think many of us would have experienced. Now certainly affects the person seeing it. The soul's fatigue is not at all factual. Soul never goes to the fatigue mode. It is free from this only. It is totally out of these materialistic things. But as long as one is immersed, so when our subtle senses are immersed, our mind, our intelligence get immersed in the illusionary bodily conception, one is affected by the false dreams. So obviously, whatever we have visualized in the dreams, that will certainly have impact. Some people, if after this that is a very bad dream, they will get up and then the next day, whole day, they will feel like headache, or they may feel somewhat fearful or anxiety, or they will be little down or sorrow kind of thing. So this impact we would have seen, I think many people will have expressed, correct now? So when dreaming, it is not possible to avoid actual facts. Sometimes we'll have the whatever it has been accumulated in our mind, actually it will get a mix and match in the dreams also, and the conditioned soul is forced to suffer due to this dream. So we suffer when we are having the dream. We internally we are suffering also there. So it depends on the what type of dream we are getting. A water pot is made of, this is also one of the example, very nice example. We have the mud pot, correct now? It is made on the mud, that is the earth material. And it's a temporary only, everyone knows. If we are going to keep it little faster also, it will break anytime. So as long as you are handling in a very, very safer mode, the mud pot will never break. So similar kind of thing, a water pot is made of air, and it is a temporary one wherein we cannot keep like a iron pot or a steel pot. Even steel pot also, if you throw after some time, it will have some that is like a breakup and all we can see. But earth pot is immediately it will break actually. Actually, there is no water pot here. This is simply, when you consider that material only, it is simply the earth material, that is the mud, nothing else. However, as long as water pot can contain water and we can use it in that way, it cannot be said to be absolutely false. As long as the material made is, we are getting from the earth and that is a mud, whereas it can be told as a mud also, or whereas if we are utilizing, it is considered as a pot. As long as we are utilizing and we are having that pot for drinking water, that is fine. But it is not a false. That pot is not a false. Pot is there, but it's a temporary availability of the pot. So anytime it may break up, like how the death may happen anytime it will break up. So like that, a second sloka. Yes, Anjali Mataji, please recite. Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranams.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Sali Agni Tapatapaya Saha Abhitapaha Natatapat Tapataha Tandula Garbharandihi Deha Indriya Asvashayaha Sannikarshat Tat Sanstutihi Purushasya Anurodhat. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Madhumai Krishna Kanta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Stali Agnitapa Payaso Abhitapaha Tattapataha Tandula Garbharandihi Dehendriya Asvashaya Sannikarshat Tatsamsruti Purushasya Anurodhat. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Usha Bhatta Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Stali Agni Tapat Payasa Apitapaha तत्तपत नण्डूलगर्भरन्दिः देह इन्द्रिया आश्वासया सन्निकर्षत् तत् संसृत पुरुषस्य अनुरोधात्. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Usha
Thank you.
Bhatta. Hare Krishna. Usha Bhatta Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Hare
pranams
Krishna.
Mataji.
Pranams Mataji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sthali Agnitapa Payasaha Abhitapaha Tattapaha Tapataha Tandula Garbharandihi Deha sorry
Deha Indriya.
देह इंद्रिय आश्वासय सन्निकर्षा तत्स्मृतिः पुरुषस्य अनुरोधात्. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Hare
थैंक
Krishna. Madhu Soni Mataji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम.
Pranams Mataji.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. स्थाल्य अग्नितापात पयसो अभिताप तत्तापात तंडुल गर्भरन्धिः देहेन्द्रियाश्वासय सन्निकर्षात् तत्संश्रुतिः पुरुषस्यानुरोधात्. थैंक यू माताजी. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Lakshmi Bivi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Hare Krishna.
काली अग्नितापात् पयसः अभितापः तत्तापतः तण्डुलगर्भरन्दिः देह इन्द्रिय आश्वासया सन्निकर्षात् तत्श्रुति पुरुषस्य अनुरोधात्. थैंक यू माताजी. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prafulla Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. प्रणाम माताजी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. स्थाली अग्निताप पयस अभितपस तपतस तंडुल गर्भ रंधिः देहिना इंद्रिय स्वस्य संकीर्षतः तत्स्मृति पुरुषस्य अनुरोधितः. हरे कृष्ण माताजी. थैंक यू माताजी.
Thank you Mataji. Hare Krishna. Revati Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. प्रणाम माताजी. स्थाभि अग्निदाभं पयसो अभिदाभस् तत्तापतस्तण्डुव गर्मरन्दिः देहेन्द्रिययासवासाय सन्निकर्षात् तत्संसृति पुरुषाशयानुरोधात्. हरे कृष्ण माताजी. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Thank you very much. Ayushi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी. प्रणाम माता जी.
Pranams.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. स्थाले अग्नितापात् पयसो अभितापात् तप्ता तण्डुल गर्भरन्धि देहे इन्द्रिय आश्वास्य सन्निकर्षात् तत्संस्थितिः पुरुषस्य अनुरोधात्. वेरी मच माता जी.
Hare Krishna. So the original position of the soul is always in the liberated mode, whereas we are only putting the soul into the conditioned state because of our actions. The shuttle body and internally the gross body also performs the actions actually. So though we may feel that soul is suffering or soul is enjoying, but it is like because of the conditioning nature, we may feel that is happening. But ultimately, here the shuttle body and the cross body performs all these things, which makes the situation as if soul is only enjoying and soul is only suffering. So both dualities are being exhibited here. Stalya Agnitapat Payasho Abhitapatas Pataha Tapatas Tandulagarpa Randihi Dehendriya Avasashaya Sannikarshat Samsritihi Purushyaya Anurodhat. Synonyms: Stali on the cooking pot, Agni Tapat because of the heat of fire, Payasha the milk put in the pot, Abhitapaha becomes hot, Tattapaha Tapathaha because of the milk becoming hot, Tandula Garbarandahi. The center of the rice within the milk becomes cooked. Deha Indriya Avashayaha. The bodily senses. Sannikarshat. From having connections with Tat Samsritihi. The experience of fatigue and other miseries. Purushashaya. Of the soul. Anurodhat. From the compliance due to being grossly attached to the body, senses and mind. So it is like an attachment. So because of the attachment, soul also feels what? Sorrowful, and soul also enjoys. So that is materialistic way. These reactions, sorry, with this type of experience happens in the materialistic way also. Majority we are performing these things in the materialistic way. So translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So again, King Raghuguna is continuing with the conversation with, he's speaking whatever he has understood in a very, very minimal way. He is expressing himself here to Jada Bharata. My dear sir, you have said that designations like bodily fatness or thinness are not the characteristics of the soul. So that is incorrect, because designations like pain and pleasure, whatever he is understanding, is expressing. But the next chapter, saintly, the great saint Jadabharat will be instructing him. The instructions of Jadabharata is the next chapter. So whatever King Raghuguna is able to realize, or whether it is right or wrong, also he is actually his way of understanding is expressing here. So that is incorrect, because designations like that is a duality, pain and pleasure, are certainly felt by the soul because the wrong identification. Correct na? You may put a pot of milk and rice within a fire, and the milk and rice are automatically heated one after other. Yes, generally the liquid will get heated first, and then the solid material will get cooked second actually. That's how. So in the pot, if you put a milk and then rice, the milk has to buy. In general, we always see that after something, in earlier days, now we are using cooker and all. Earlier in our grandma's days and all, we used to have a pot. When that water is boiling, only the rice will be put actually. Correct na? When water is not boiled, we won't, the rice wasn't put, because it will not cook properly. So as long as it is getting soaked until the water is getting heated, the rice will, the quality of the rice with the expected outcome in a very nice way, it will get spoiled. So that's why, so water should get boil first, and then the rice will be put. Earlier days it was like that. So here also, if you may put a pot of milk. So when the milk gets boiled, then only the rice can be put. But if you put even rice also, first the milk will be boiled and then the rice will cook. So that is the nature actually. So the milk and rice are automatically heated one after the other. Similarly, due to bodily pains, this gross body pains and pleasures, whatever we feel from the mind perspective, and accordingly the senses also will act. The soul are affected. He is telling that soul is affected actually. It's not the soul is getting affected there. It is being put into the position like a soul is getting affected. Internally, soul is free from all these things. That is the original nature of the soul. Whereas because of these illusionary things, we are moved into that is as if soul is suffering, or as if the soul is enjoying. We are always feeling that. The soul cannot be completely detached from this because of the conditioning nature. We feel that soul is getting affected either by pleasure or by the pain. But internally, that is soul's original portion is in the liberated mode. It is not having that. But we, the subtle senses, are feeling that, which makes the impression that soul is also suffering. So purport, this argument put forward by Maharaja Raghugana is correct from the practical point of view when you visualize directly. But it arises from an attachment to the bodily conception. That's absolutely right. So when you are in the bodily platform identifying myself as Dharneshwari Mataji or Vijay Kumari Mataji or Madhumai Krishnakant Mataji, when you are visualizing, we are seeing in the directly, we are identifying that is the platform. When a person is put under the spiritual platform, he knows that here soul is the eternal thing, and this body we have got because of our or what is the reactions what you have performed in the previous Janma. So these type of things we should always identify a person based on the soul platform, not on this materialistic platform. But every time a person will not be able to put this friend forward, because the 90 to 98% of the material world, that is human life, is meant to identify in the material way, or everything will be acting in the, most of the things will be in the material way. Whereas a realized person knows how to balance it. So he will act according to the other person, wherein he will not showcase that he is in the higher platform, and he will identify in a different way, and then he will explain those things and all. In a normal day-to-day life, we will not be able to do such type of activities, but internally he will be able to detach it from all these things. That is because of the liberated condition of the soul. So when this whole, that is because of the subtle senses and all performing the actions, if it gets attached, it feels like it is getting attached, but originally the condition of a soul is the liberated mode. But we are only making the situation soul to be conditioned, and hence we are coming back in the birth and death cycle actually. So as per our karmic actions, and while leaving the body, whatever consciousness we have had that time, the same way we'll be coming back. So it can be said that the person sitting in his car, very nice example Srila Prabhupada is quoting here, is certainly different from his car. The person sitting in a car and car is different. Car is like our this gross body, and the person who is sitting in the driving seat is our actually the that is the shuttle and the soul actually. But if there is any damage to the car, the owner of the car and being overly attached to the car feels pain. This happens now. If you have purchased a new car and by accidentally someone comes and hit our car, how much we are feeling this mind, and the entire body will go down higher, because we had a sentiment attachment with that car, and then again we feel this has happened. Some people will go and sell that car also. So this is something, it's not a good sign. We have to keep this car. To that extent they will go. That is purely because we feel that car as our car more attached to us. That's how the conditioned living entity will act. So in such a manner, the soul itself is becoming it is enjoying, or it is showing the, what is that, a fatigue or pain. So all those things, the pleasure also comes something like that in the materialistic platform. Actually, the damage done to the car has nothing to do with the car's proprietor, car owner. It is nothing to do. The damage has happened to the car. It has to be get repaired and it has to be reused. That much only we should have. But when we have put so much money, we feel that hard-earned money we have put, and then it's something wrong again, so much expenses, and this very, very beginning only we got the hit, and then that always will be in the mind. Correct now? That means we are so attached to that material, that is matter. So like that, the soul will be so much attached to this gross and the subtle senses. So then this conditional state can be avoided if attachment is withdrawn from the car. Yes, it is also one of the things we are having. And if something goes wrong, it has to be addressed, it has to get repaired, and it has to be reused. That type of attachment we have, that is not attachment, that type of visualization and the realization if one person has, that will help them to move forward actually. Otherwise, we'll get the mode of, that only will have impact, and it may lead to health problems also. So mentally, physically, everywhere we'll having the impact. Then the proprietor would not feel pressure or pain if the car is damaged and whatever it may be. Similarly, soul has nothing to do with the body and the senses. That is absolutely right. But it brings one thought process, and that has been given to intelligence and the mind. And as per the guna, this intelligence will work. Application of the knowledge has been done, and then the senses also will, that is the gross senses will act accordingly. So we feel that pain and pleasure because of this thing only. He identifies himself with the body. So if he thinks that is related to him, he only possesses, he is the owner. So all those things, obviously the outcome of that, which may be a painful thing, he will feel as a pain. If it is pleasure, and then he will feel it as a pleasure. For example, a person is doing a business and is earning in crores. He feels that I am doing a great work, and suddenly one time if he falls down and there is a great loss, means he will go down actually, mentally, physically, everything will happen, because he feels that He is the owner, and then he does everything. He only has done. So the I and mine is always attaching each. That is the attaching mode. So generally, we should always put it in a very, very common way, wherein this I and mine should always get detached to us. How near we are bringing that I and mine to us will always get bonded, and then it will have more impact for us, and in turn it will have a, that is a, the whatever the actions we are performing and the outcomes of that will have more impact, due to which we'll feel pain and then pleasure also, as per the actions and the reactions of that. So he feels pleasure and pain to the bodily pleasure and pain, not because of the soul. Soul is supposed, we feel that it's a, we think that soul is suffering, but internally soul is not in that state. That is the original status. But because of this Mahamaya, we are covered by that. We feel that the soul is becoming conditioned, and as per the gross senses and the subtle senses action, we feel the pleasure and pain. So I will stop here now and put forward to the platform any doubts. It's a very nice, that is realization what King Raghuguna is speaking. Yes, Mataji, Madhumaya Krishakant Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji's wonderful explanation which you have given, and we have understood the difference between the Mayavadi philosophy and the Vaishnava philosophy regarding this material world. Mayavadi philosophy says Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya.
Yes.
That Vaishnava philosophy says Jagat is not Mithya because it is created by Supreme Lord Krishna. So now question is why Rahuguna where Jadavarata says that I am not getting fatigued even if I take that palanquin. For that, Raghuguna questioned very nicely. He says, why this, the soul gets, it feels that it is fatigued. For that questions, he puts like, what is his way of arguing. He gives good example of that dream. When the dream is not false, but dream gets affects the body. Even though the body is not soul is not the body, but the soul feels it. That he gives this such a beautiful examples.
Given by
Also that example of water pot. Actually, water pot is a mud. It's not a container for water. But as long as it contains water, it is a water pot. So in also like this, he is trying to explain and also about the car this thing. Sitting in the car, when car damage happens, we feel that. Similarly, there was one more example I've heard. One person's son, he sells off the house, and he had not told the father that he sold the house. And that house was, just seen by the father, just very near to his house only. He saw that my house is firing. Fire is there in the house, and then he is screaming, see that house, our house is firing, got fire. But the son was unaffected at all because he was knowing that he has already sold it. So there, because the attachment was there with the father that it is our house, and the son was not knowing that it is not our house, I've already sold. So father did not get affected. So and the father got affected, son did not get affected. So because we are attached to our body, we are feeling all these things to the get affected. That's what we learned today. Actually,
very nice.
Today.
Yes, very nice purpose, and I think we have to say our pranams to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada for giving the wonderful and very simple explanations. Anyone who is at least reading in a very, very conscious way, I think they can easily understand this purpose actually. So I think all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
We have understood today actually with your good explanation.
Thank you, Mataji. I think all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Radha Govinda. So all blessings from them, and then I think we can continue.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, actually, because all of us are going for the temple program 17, 18, 19. The classes, all will miss that, Mataji.
I think there won't be classes. I think Mataji, everyone will be there except I think Premakishori Mataji, I think she's still on travel. I feel that's the reason I'm continuing. And 15th, I won't be there. And I think Prakash Parik Prabhu only will be back. tomorrow I will be taking class. He was supposed to take, Prabhuji is still on the travel. He will be back. So I think let me speak with NND Prabhuji regarding this so that when we suspend these classes for 17, 18, 19, and then 20, I think we can resume back. Let me check on this record, Mataji, and I will update
Please,
tomorrow.
Mataji, because many of us are missing this wonderful
Yes, sure,
class.
Mataji. And everyone will be occupied with the services only in temple. Most of us are going to the temple. Okay. Let me speak with Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji, I have one question.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
first of all, though we are speaking all this, it is not very simple. I mean, to get unattached, like selling of property. Now, I'll tell you simple. Now, most of us who are growing old, and today life may even take you beyond 100, but
Yes.
easily it takes you beyond 80.
Yes.
You see, even if we just maintain a simple life and all. So now the problem with most of us, of course, though we always say Krishna is there, and in our own way we have experienced Krishna taking care of us, though with lot of trials. All of us have several examples where Lord Krishna has come down on earth and protected us against small things of day-to-day life. I fully agree. I have personally experienced. But at the back of the mind, we are trained. See, children don't care. They stay, they take care of themselves. If we are lucky, if they even ask us, how are you? You see, and that they're going to provide us is a distant dream.
Yes.
And then we feel, I mean, we are taught, keep some security for the old age. थोड़ा पैसा रखो, थोड़ा बीमारी के लिए एक घर रखो, एक छत. Do not transfer to your children because we do not know they'll drive you out. So then there is two things. One is a spiritual, which speaks about detachment and whatever happens. Other thing is the practice. Some people say, but viveka kidhar hai? Lord Krishna told Yudhishthir should have used viveka to avoid the game of dice. He did not call. So many other things. Even Lord Krishna says, I've given you mind, but I've given you intelligence also.
Correct.
Viveka. So practically, we need to have something for old age. So how do we balance between the two, Mataji? Mera वही problem है.
Basically, Mataji, we should have, Krishna has never told for the basic needs, you should not do anything. So you should strive for the basic things. So having one small shelter and then having, that's what even if kings give dana to brahmanas, they will give a piece of land, cow, so that they can have a kutir there and then they can preach to the society. They can get whatever they need from the land, and with the milk from the cow, I think they can survive. This is how one person should survive in the world. But here we are not like that. Even after having one house, we may, like Mataji told, one house was sold, they were in another house, and still father doesn't know the son has sold the house and he's thinking our house only is getting into fire. That means more than one. See, if it is in the God's blood, yeah, greed. Not in the greed, but if it is coming on its own way, that is our fate actually. That or Krishna's mercy, we are having that. Okay, it is not that one should not have more opulence or something like that. As per your quota, if you are blessed to have that, it is fine to have. But you should not have, I am having more, and then you should not have attached to more, even more, and kind of thing. So one should strive for the basic needs, Mataji. If basic needs are sufficient, that is only sufficient, I can tell, because as per whatever we are reading from the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavadam, Krishna has given, Srila Prabhupada purpose also is telling the same in many places. So you have everything. There is no scarcity here actually. We have everything in full. Food is there, shelter is there, but it is not utilized in a balanced way. Some people will be acquiring somebody's quota also, and then other people quota is already taken away from them. So that's why there is an imbalance in this world. One person will be very rich and another person will be in a very poor state. Not because he has done only in the hard-earned money. He would have looted something also. He would have taken something in a wrong way. Correct now? Not everyone is doing the pious activity in a very right way always. So all those things in this world we are seeing, Mataji. So we have to lead a very simple life with the basic need, and then not getting attached to many things actually here. We are always attracted. Our eyes, the senses are very powerful, Mataji. One person will fall down like anything. We have seen one of the Bhagavad Gita classes. We have that what is that eyes, because of eyes the elephant, and because of ear the deer will get attracted. Correct na? So all these things, our senses are very powerful, Mataji. Don't think that we would have renounced many things, but it doesn't mean that we have renounced everything. We may be having one particular thing will be attached, and because of that we may fall down. Correct now? So that type of thing we need to have take care. So
got your message, Mataji.
Yes, we need to be balanced, and then we need to take care, and then minimal thing, whatever is required, we should have. More than that, it is not required. We can feel detached actually. Detachment means you
got
no
your
need
message.
to. Thank you, Mataji.
We have to define our needs and not go into greed. So need and greed we have to define.
Yes, discriminate it. Actually.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you all. Thank you all for joining this morning session. Okay, thank you all. Panchakalpadarusya kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Namachari Haridas Thakur ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.